Good day. Today we're going to draw a natural disaster, a Kansas tornado. And when we draw it, we're going to use a lot of diagonal lines. Lines that don't travel up and down straight or side to side, but that move off on a diagonal from corner to corner. These diagonal lines that you can find all over this picture help to add energy and instability to the piece. And if sometimes you want to convey that certain emotion or feeling, a diagonal line is a great way to do it. A great way to practice your diagonals is by practicing your cursive letters. So if you get bored of ever practicing our basic straight line parallels and ovals, cursive letters might be the way to go. Rhythmic and precise. Believe me, give these a little practice and you'll be very good. But as always, our straight line parallels and our ovals are useful to practice also. So don't forget that each and every way. Let's get back to our tornado. Starting out, I'm going to begin with diagonal loops, coming together in a tight spinning motion, narrowing as they approach the ground, a funnel cloud on the plains of Kansas. And because the funnel cloud picks up dirt and debris from the ground, it darkens. It appears to have a side that's light and a side that's dark. So adding additional lines on one side makes that side seem darker. This is a lot like the hatching and cross-hatching that we've done before. Notice how careful I am to do every mark as precisely as I can. Sometimes I'll weight a line, which means I thicken it. And again, if I need to emphasize, I will thicken the line, I will weight it. Notice, by contrast, the light side, the right side, doesn't have so much line work on it. The left side is quite dark. And there's the diagonal of the funnel cloud coming down out of the cloud. Let's do the cloud. The clouds can be very dark, verging on green sometimes, especially when you see that they have lots of hail in them. If you see a green cloud, it's a dangerous cloud. It means it contains hail. These curved lines that I'm using, like the slight curves before, tend to wrap around the forms of the cloud. And they too give energy to the surface. Again, so you can move the paper easily, if you need to place a mark in a way that needs to emphasize that area, make it dark, make it thick, weight the line. I think I might do a little bit of that right here too. It doesn't have to be all the way across the line, just wherever you think you need it. Now, let's show the impact of that storm, that funnel cloud on the ground. Here comes another diagonal representing some gentle hills. No mountains in Kansas, but lots and lots of hills. And again, we have what are kind of hatch lines, except they follow the curve of the hills. Turning the paper to make it a little easier, we have cross-hatching that adds great density to the hills, making them look darker. And finally, it wouldn't be Kansas without a house. being ripped off its foundation. Notice the arrow and those angle lines repeating at the bottom of the house. Here are the sides of the house. The bottom of the house, being torn from its foundation, can be seen, a very unusual viewpoint. And because the walls of the house are flat, straight lines are appropriate here to suggest shading, hatching, and cross-hatching. I might make this bottom a little bit darker. You'd expect it to be. There's the triangle that forms the front peak of the roof. It travels back a ways. A few extra lines of motion. And there you have it, your Kansas tornado. Notice the use of diagonal lines in every which direction to make the surface unstable, unpredictable, energetic, and just a little bit more exciting. Now, you try.